I wonder if you could tell me a bit about what yourself and the band's been up to the last, 6 months. You recording? Or?
Yeah, we've been, we released Swan in like March last year, and since we've done that, we just went out and did a headlining tour in support of that. I mean, this summer we went out on the American Warp Tour.
Oh, cool.
And then we did a headlining tour just in support again of Swan, and that's been about it. It's kind of doing laps. Now we're just kind of gearing up and ready to come down to Soundwave.
Yeah, cool. Have you played Soundwave before?
Yeah, we did the first Soundwave ever. We did the first one with Grinspoon.
Yeah, cool.
And yeah, it was cool. It was a lot smaller. I want to say, but there must have been only like 8 or 10 bands.
Yeah, right. Well, it's definitely progressed from there. It's a massive lineup the last few years and this year as well.
Yeah, they had fucking Iron Maiden.
Yeah,
Who's
yeah.
that?
Iron Maiden. Danzig was supposed to play this year as well, but something happened there. That would have been a coup.
Yeah, totally. But regardless, like this lineup is ridiculous, and with so many ridiculous bands on the same bill, it's amazing to see how far Soundwave's come. But yeah, so this is the 10th annual Soundwave, and so we got invited to come back to be part of the 10th annual Soundwave. We're obviously honored and super stoked.
Sweet. Are there some bands on the lineup that you'll try and catch?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, we've been playing music for a long time. A lot of these bands have been around a long time, so it's like, we're stoked to see The Used and, see, Angels and Airwaves and Bad Religion. We've done several tours with them, and, Greg, produced our second record, Oz Factor. And, we've done a lot of festivals, too, out here in the States, so we played with, like, System of a Down and shit. So that band is amazing. Whether you're a fan of them or not, when you see them live, it's like, whoa, this is truly fucking insane.
They're awesome, huh? They're probably the loudest. I think they're the loudest band I've ever seen. I remember at a big day out, they came out after Slipknot and just turned it up another 20 decibels or something and blew the stadium away. Yeah,
they're really, really mean. And so, like, when they broke up, I was pretty bummed, and then, like, to see them reunited is pretty cool. But there really is, like, Meshuggah, and there's so many, like, gnarly bands on the bill, and every time I look on the lineup, someone else new is getting added on too, so it just keeps on growing and growing and growing.
Yeah, definitely. I did want to talk a bit about music festivals in particular with you, so we might do that now. I mean, like you said, Unwritten Law's been around a long time. In Australia at the moment, the whole festival scene's really changing. A few have sort of had to cancel this summer because of poor ticket sales. Others have evolved, and there's a lot of smaller boutique type festivals now. Could you tell me a bit about how you've seen music festivals in general, the ones you've played at, sort of rise and change over the last, 20 years since you guys have been around?
Yeah, what's pretty weird is, like, Australia and Europe and Japan always have these amazing, and South America always have these huge music festivals. And America really didn't have a lot of, music festivals, and up until Lollapalooza kind of started it all when we were starting, and that was a tour by Perry Farrell or whatever, and it was pretty cool, and it kind of came, and then festivals just kind of didn't happen anymore, so it kind of died out. And since then, like in America at least, it's like you have like festivals like Coachella and Bamboozle, which are now kind of mimicking like Australian and European festivals, which are just massive big day outs, South and Soundwave. But Coachella is basically, it's not like a rock festival. It's like it has every band, from the Black Keys to Radiohead this year to, everyone. So like, festivals are just kind of new, and like, I would like to say newer in the United States than they are like in Australia or places that are used to having them. But I don't think there's a better like kind of venue and place to see music, because you get to see so many different acts that are international and of different genres of music, and it really opens people's eyes to different things. So, for me, music festivals are amazing. It's like I'll rarely leave the house to go to a show, and that's something I really have to see, But other than that, like, I will go to a festival just because there's shit to do and like other bands to see, and like just cool energy and cool shit going on.
You said you did a bit of touring last year. Did you venture overseas when you were touring for Swan?
No, we did. We right before the record came out, we came to Australia, and it came out like 2 or 3 weeks after we had left. So because our management wanted us to be in the United States when it released, so we came back here, and as soon as that happened, we just did laps in the United States, and we did the Warped Tour, which is It's a pretty big honor here in the States, at least. And so, we've just been kind of doing laps in support of Swan over here. And after Soundwave, we will be coming to Australia, and we'll be going straight from Australia to Japan, and then I believe Hawaii on the way back, and then we'll come back and do another tour in support of our new single Nevermind that comes out in February.
Okay, well, in the last couple of years, then, have you seen a change in the live music scene in the States, and when you've toured in Australia, have you noticed crowds smaller or venues getting smaller or bigger or anything like that?
Oh, definitely. I think that, especially in America with the economy, the economy is one thing, but the ticket buying audience is way down, and that goes for all festivals, all shows, all everything. So there's not a lot of people that are going out and paying to see live shows, and and rock being, one of the genres is definitely taking a hit. Rock is still really big in like Europe and Australia and Japan and South America, but in America, like, you see a lot of like, house and techno bands and DJs. That's really becoming like, those are like the new rock stars over here, and I know it's kind of translating down there and everywhere else as well. So, you're seeing like a lot of big, like, electronica festivals popping up here, and like, that's just kind of like what's going on over here. So like, before, like when we first started playing for the first 10 years of our career, every New Year's Eve we'd be playing a show somewhere. And then, the last, 5 or 6 years, you've seen, clubs are basically just hosting DJs and so forth. So I think electronic music is really coming to the forefront and really is going to be a major player. And it's definitely been around forever, but I think it's really going to come into the mainstream in this next year, for sure. It's already mainstream, but it's really going to hit radio, commercial radio, and everything else like that. You're going to see Skrillex everywhere. And
yeah, right. I'll have to turn the radio down then, I think.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it is. Well, we're kind of seeing that over here as well. I think that it's a tougher time for a lot of local bands, but when guys like yourself and some of the bigger international bands that don't get here as often come over, everyone still seems to sort of get up, scrape the cash together to get to a gig.
Australia has religiously always been our favorite market and our biggest and our best market. And, we're not worried about we're not really worried. To be honest, I quite honestly haven't been too worried about the show selling or not selling it. I know that when we go there, that whoever's in front of us is going to explode. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's, I already know what's going to happen. So it's like, I'm not too worried about the shows hurting. However, around Soundwave, you have all these different side waves going on. So it's like, where is someone going to spend their money at? But Australia, again, has been super good to us, so I'm not too worried. And the package is pretty mean, too. You got Zebrahead and other good bands, so.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, you guys have been here. Do you know how many times you've been here in the last 20 years? Must be a few.
You know what? I want to say that the last time I counted coming down, it was like 23 or 24, so I think it's going to be like 24 or 25 or 26. We've been down there a lot, enough to know I know where to get around down there.
Yeah, you know your way. You know the back streets?
Yeah, I know how to get to places.
That's cool. Tell me a bit about Swan. I didn't have much time to research, and I'm not familiar with the latest album, mate. What is it? The same style of I know I'd call it sort of pop punk rock. Is it much of a departure, or is it that same genre?
Yeah, you know what? I think that this band kind of evolves within every record cycle, so it's like, it's just another step in the evolution of whatever direction we're going, which is influenced by things that we're listening to at the time. And at the time of this record, I was listening to like a lot of Deanna Ward and Mickey Avalon and just kind of weird shit, Patsy Cline and stuff like that. And I think that kind of stuff translates when you're writing. And so, to me personally, Swan is our best effort to date by miles. It's the record that I definitely feel the most comfortable about playing in front of anyone, or not being embarrassed about any tracks on the record. In fact, we took a 6-year hiatus, so when we did come back, I wanted to make sure that we made something that was.
Can I say that the album's a blend of Diane Wood and Patsy Cline?
You can definitely say I was listening to a lot of that when I was writing.
Sounds interesting, mate. And you've got it's a different lineup than people in Australia would have seen before. Will people notice that, do you think?
Of course, you'll notice different members, if you follow the band, and you've been following the band for a long time. However, the live shows, haven't really changed. In fact, we like to think that they've just become more high energy and kind of like a revitalized, refreshed Unwritten Law. we definitely have had people come up to us and go, well, I definitely didn't know what to expect. I wasn't expecting this, and you guys, blew me away. It's like even better, which is an amazing compliment. And I mean, the fact still remains that no one's more saddened that that PK and Steve aren't there than me. And it's like it's really been a hard thing to swallow. But the fact is that
yeah, sure.
On that road had to be crossed, and if I wanted to do it, I had to do it. And Unwritten Law is my life, and so yeah, I mean, I had to come. I couldn't stop.
Yeah, you can't die wondering.
What's that?
You can't die wondering, mate.
Yeah, man, and it's like again, it's my life, and so it's like just because I mean, I wasn't ready to stop touring, and the other boys obviously, their families, and had different views on music and what have you. But yeah, it's sad. It's definitely sad to see him leave, but it's definitely amazing with the new crew for sure.
Was the main reason for the change in lineup was the other guys just different circumstances now, families and over the touring and stuff?
I mean, it was a combination of things. It was a combination of different people not it's not like not getting along, but 20 years of being the same band with the same people. So personalities clashing, and then it's also you have like when you go on tour, there's not a lot of money to be made, so on top of being away from your family for months at a time, you're also not coming home with anything to show for it. So between like just the years of that, and just kind of, it's everything combined, everything takes its toll. And everyone has their point of where, they don't want to continue on. And I mean, that's the reason why we took a hiatus 6 years ago, is because no one wanted to go get in that bus or that van or get on that plane and go on tour for a month and miss their families and not come home with anything to show except for amazing memories, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure. And tell me, how did you come across, or how did you put this band together? The guys, people you all knew, or? Yeah,
well, I mean, it was basically just Kevin and Derek, and what happened was with Kevin, he was the guitar player for my solo project, Scott Russo and the Big Big Bang, and he was also in that band, he's in the band Bullets and Octane. And before Steve had left, he had stated that he didn't want to go on work tours, it was going to be too long a days, no money. And so, I approached Kevin, I'm like, Steve doesn't make it, can you make the set? And he's like, yeah, I got it. So he was kind of taken care of. And then when PK left, we tried a whole bunch of bass players, and Derek was someone that Kevin and Dylan had played with. And when he came in, it just felt right, and it felt perfect immediately. So that was it. It was kind of a wrap after that.
Yeah, great. Well, we just got the hurry up, mate. I heard the beep. Look forward to, I'll be at Soundwave, so I'll catch you guys then, and I hope you enjoy your time in Australia, mate.
That's what's up. Hell yeah, thank you very much, man. Take care.